it's gonna be in that color of coffee bean. Well, light color coffee bean. Hello, 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 people from the other side. Welcome to a new video here. And of course, it's nails. But today, I'm going to do a little review on a cheapish nail polish that I have found in my local drugstore place that you can get. Very cheap, around $1.99. Yes, that's right. The Sinful color, bold color nail polish, and then in some other language. And I got myself 4 little colors here. So I'm gonna do a little design with them somewhat. Probably do 2 colors on my two middle fingers, and then 2 colors on this one, and then one on my thumb for today. So what I thought I would do is I got a couple of these weirded out ones that for some reason say they're scented. I don't understand why. We'll see how this is gonna work. I have 4 colors here, and I can always just do 3 because I have this one as well. This nice green one that is called Avoid Mouth Contact. Don't see a name for this polish. Let's see, does this have a name? Spooky Polo Santonio. Polo Santonio is probably what they're calling this one. This very chocolatey, sparkly. It kind of almost seems like a polish that might be yummy, yummy, yummy. But yeah, don't eat it. And this one is a nice teal blue, very light blue. Can't pronounce that one but it's like that name right there if you want to find it. But yes, I'm going to be doing this. And another one here, Vacation Time. I guess that's a vacation color to some people. And then I just have this purple that I might use as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a purple. The Tempest. This is one of my older-ish ones. These are the ones I just got today. Whoops, dropped one of them. Got these 3 today that I'm probably going to use in my nail to try them out. Because these can be a little finicky of polishes because of how cheap they are. You get a lot for your money though. Definitely, definitely, definitely. And then I do have this topper that might work on them to see what each one looks like. And this is what I've already had for a while. You've probably seen me use it in some of my videos here and there. Maybe recently, I can't remember fully. But yeah, all I can say is that this is like a topper kind of. It has a slight pink hue. I think I used it. Oh yes, I used it for the topper one. I'm pretty sure that was the one I just did for Halloween this month. Yes, that's right. The Halloween one I did not too long ago. So with that's where you'll see this, but you will see this today as well. So yes, today is my little review of Sinful colors. It's nice to try to find a brand that's cheapish and maybe it worked for some things and see how it works. Yes, I am going to use my go-to topper and base coat because I didn't get there, so I still am giving it the hope of being really good and working. So I'm still going to use. So with no further ado, let's get into trying these polishes, how they get onto the nail. I'm probably going to have to do that technique that I've done with them before, which is a thin-ish kind of layering so it dries well enough, because sometimes it's a finicky polish. At least the yellow one that I had was finicky and get too thick. So thin polishes, thin layers is what I'm going to probably be doing today. Like I typically do with this brand to make sure it works the best or it might not dry. Typically, you don't have to be that finicky, but that's my experience with colorful, Sinful colors. So today we're going to test that all, and then I guess we'll see how long these nails last for as well. See if they last my week-long time of doing my nails. So we'll see about that as well. Because even though I am going to use a very good top coat and a very good base coat, it doesn't mean that this might not chip too soon. Most of the time, my nail designs don't last a very good while, and the only thing they might do if they've been lasting is get little cracks, and that's only because it depends on how much they've been underwater slightly, in the sense. If I've been washing my hands, cleaning, whatever else. So that will vary, but that doesn't mean it's bad. That just happens with polish. If you do a fair amount of cleaning at one time. So, but that's if you're not wearing gloves though, because gloves can make it pop off if it's in a heat thing, like I used to have. But yeah, we'll see what I think of when I start doing the simple but fun orientation of these on my nails. Well, let's get to that part and let's enjoy putting on some Sinful colors. right here. Let's see how it holds up. As I roll the polish, I'm gonna use Sinful. Ooh, so sinful. In polish. Well, there we go, as we open up the first one here to try it on my long natural nails. And as you can see, I am putting it on as thin as I possibly can with the best technique that I can. And I'm still not a perfect one when it comes to nail technique of putting on nail polish, but I try my best. And as you can see, it is pooling into my cuticle there, so I'm just going to clean it up pretty easily. And I don't know if it's because it's thin. It's almost easier to clean up than sometimes other polish, but I did get it off when it was right when it was wet. And then here we go with the second color. That's for my other fingers here. This blue Sinful of sins. Oops, got a little bit into my cuticle there. I can clean that up. Might have been my technique a little bit, getting a little too close at the beginning, not doing this light little ball and then slowly going up and then going up again, down, up. If you know the technique, I can't explain it, but there we go, trying to put it on as thin, but that one's, I think, a thicker consistency slightly, but still. And as you can see, I'm doing a thin coat again. This is second coat, because it's always good to at least do two, because usually with most polishes. And then you get the trueness, and then you can get whatever little bits you might have missed because you're not always perfect with the first one. So there we go. And then here is my sparkle topper for the nails. Not my top coat just yet, but here is the sparkle. Oh, I love seeing sparkle on a light color because it's just so nice and dainty compared to a dark color. Well, there we go with me putting on the Sinful colors. I'd say it's drying pretty well and doing for the most part. I haven't put a top coat on or anything just yet. I mostly put the sparkle from the same brand on all my nails. So I've put 2 coats. I didn't put more than 2, and it's kind of liney going through it, if you can see it. I don't know if you can. Let me see if I can show you. As you can see, there's light going through the nails right there on all of them. This is the nails all with 2 coats. And you do want to sometimes put it on thin because it was falling in my cuticles kind of easily. It's a really thin, not thickish polish, which is, most polish is better if it's tiny bit thicker. So I would say this is an okay polish for being as cheap as it is, and it gives you the color and everything, but yes, you're gonna get liney. Maybe you need 3 coats or so, I'm not sure, but I'm just gonna do it with the 2 that I already have here. Well, yeah, as you saw that it was very liney underneath and all that. I thought maybe, I think I'm going to try it out with stamping eventually that I just got. So I was thinking I'm going to use this to stamp because it's a darker color, and it's usually better to stamp with a slightly darker or a brighter color. White would probably work, but I don't have white, so I'm going to do that, especially because it's more like, and then it will add that to these, and these I'll probably leave like this because I don't think I can stamp this on top of this and it shows. So then the sparkle will be sparkle and the no sparkle. So let's do that and see how it turns out. Well, as we see how that turns out, I have my plates here. I'm not fully sure what I'm going to put on them, but I'm going to do something. Maybe kind of fall feeling. My hair is very fitting how it's fall, especially with the 2-toned reds with my more mango-y color, you might call it. And then depending on the brand of hair dye you might get. So let's see here. I have some of my time machine plates, and this one here does have a little bit of that fall feel. One of them has a fireplace on them, but I don't know if I want to use that fully. So let's just see here. I want something simple and just, so, you know, just to give me a little something. And we'll see how the color shows, because some color is opaque enough to do stamping, but not too bad usually, especially if you put it on top of the right color, then it shows. But it just varies, you know. So, because when I use the other one from Simply Knowledgeable, that one does really well. We'll see how this one for $1.99 will work as a topping thing, because I know some polishes that aren't made for stamping aren't thick enough and all that kind of stuff will be more finicky to get onto the stamper. So I definitely don't want it to be too summery or too springy. I do want it to be a little fall feeling, because that's what time of year it is right now. So just kind of looking through here and seeing what I can find. But I do want to feel a little fall feeling, so I'm just trying to figure out what makes sense. Probably something on that, what looks like the nomads lived in teepee time kind of plate, I would call it. We used to hunt our prey in a way and have to follow it and stuff like that. So they had teepees that can collapse. If you know that in history, at least I do, at least for the U.S. history. So let's see here. That. I do have a little bit that can make it kawaii as well. Oh, I could make these kawaii. Ooh. But no, I could even do coffee. Oh, that would be fitting for this color. Maybe let's do coffee. Yeah, let's do that. That's any time of year. Nice warm drink right now this time of year. Why not? Let's do some coffee beans. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do it on this like millennial 80s kind of plate is what I call it. And that's the one right there. Coffee beans, and it's gonna be in that color of coffee beans. Well, light color coffee bean. I usually drink ones that are more close to black, like a dark brown. But here we go. Maybe this is coffee with milk in it. Let's do the coffee of nails and try out the polish. Putting a tiny bit of the polish, as you don't need much, and scraping it off with my scraper, and then there we go, and then putting, and wow, it came up in one nice swoop. And here we go, giving it a good amount of pressure to make sure it really gets off of it and onto the nail. And there we go. Wow, that looks good. And then, yes, I did decide to use the Goldie polish because I thought it might just give more trueness and see what it looks like. Yes, it's going to be sparkle on sparkle, and I'm not usually a fan with sparkle on sparkle, but I like, what the frick? Let's do it. And here we go, putting this one on to see how it looks. And there we go. Nice. That's even more the true. And then this is the polish I'm going to use to top it off. I thought I'd use the thicker one. And yes, like I said, I'm not going to be using one from the same brand. But I'm using the thicker one because of it being a stamper. And it's a little bit better so it doesn't smudge. So it makes it less prone to smudging when the top coat is a thicker consistency. I don't know if it's just me, but I did not have much problem with these smudging. So I don't know if the polish dries in a way and doesn't get re-wet or what. Because you see me doing it a few times here, and I am being careful, but this could have smudged and it didn't. So wow. Well, there we go with my nails all done using Sinful colors. And yes, that one is a topper. So we'll see how this lasts for a week, around a week. We'll see. It might not last as long. It might chip too much. We'll see. But I do have my technique pretty much down for the most part, but then it does vary sometimes. So sometimes it can be my technique. But at least we can see with my technique that I've done today and all the awesomeness. My nails want pretty smooth surface, which is good for nail polish. So we can get an idea in that way and all that to see if it will stand up. I did use a base coat and a top coat, aren't from the same brand, but the rest of it's all done by the same brand. So we can check to see how it works out. Because so far it is a little finicky to put on slightly, I would say. As like I showed you before, it is liney. So maybe I only put 2 coats. So this is the aspect of it lasting with 2 coats of the polish instead of 3, which you might need 3, but you do want to be careful because it does seem like it might get too thick if you don't do it right. If you're not very familiarized with nail polish, and this is like a slightly thinner, waterier nail polish. Yeah, these are very watery consistencies slightly. So if you're not familiar with putting polish on, you might get a lot more on your skin than you might with a thicker, slightly polish, like a Sally Hansen, this Sally Hansen gel one, but that's because gel. So, but that's beside the point. We are testing out today. We're testing Sinful colors, and they don't have a gelish one. Even ones that aren't gel usually are slightly thicker than this because it pooled into my cuticle pretty easily, but I did clean it off. That's why I have my thumbs not painted or an old design on them. Just decided to not take it off yet and then fix them later after I've done the nail art on these for you guys and stuff. So all in all, but what I really am happy with it so far is that the way it's stamped, I do have experience in stamping, so I know how it works with stamping because there's little techniques you got to know slightly how much to push down the stamper depending if you use a clear or one of those jelly ones and stuff like that. But my experience, because I have a lot of experience with polishes being a little finicky, or I might use a certain plate like this and it's finicky, and some plates are finickier than others. So there is that as well to put in mind. But all in all, this was freaking amazing. It would come up every time perfectly. So if for some reason you get this polish and it doesn't work well enough for you as a background because it gets too thick and doesn't dry right for you, so far my recommendation for this polish, we'll see how long this lasts because it's only been a day, well, a few hours, maybe an hour at the most, probably like 30 minutes, then I definitely recommend this as a stamper because it definitely will always make it thin enough for you. So if all fails, and you're getting annoyed with the polish because you're trying this brand because it's nice and cheap, it is a good cheap polish. And it's a cheap polish that if you are looking for something for some stamping, this is amazing for it. The color is so vibrant, so pigmented, and it doesn't come up broken and you have to keep redoing it and redoing and redoing the stamper. Occasionally it might come broken, like this one did break. I might redo my pinky here, but don't mind that little bit of polish on my finger, it just dripped there. But yeah, so that is the top thing I recommend this so far for. It does go on very well, but you do have to have a little bit of skill involved slightly because it is watery that I can see with these. They might have some other ones with different formulas because I know brands do, but I don't know. All I know is that they seem to be all the same pretty much. Consistent wise, all the same looking bottle, not like some other, like a gel version, like some brands have a gel-like polish. This one doesn't seem to have one. So if they do, great, maybe try it. But I'm trying the one that isn't. So all in all, great for stamping and not too bad to put on your nail, but it can be a little pooly into your cuticles and into the side. So we'll just see how long it lasts. At least we can clean that part up, and it just cleans up pretty nicely. So no further ado, let's see how it holds up. Well, as it has now been a week since I have got my nails nice and done, well, almost, because I did them on last Monday, and it is now Saturday, and I'm probably going to redo them because of how they're chipping and slightly annoying me on certain nails, so I don't really want to keep them much longer and stuff like that. So about the week of me having my nails like this, from going out here and there slightly, doing a few little dishes here and there, taking baths and all that kind of stuff that I do in the week, I had it chip a tiny bit on this, on my left finger here, pointer finger here, on this one, a tiny bit on the tip. Like there's a little tip part, if I can see it. Let's see if I can do it. Well, I can show you in a minute. Let's just show you right here. With my nails all nice and done, like you see, like you did when I first did them. Well, they're now more cleaned up because they've been all cleaned up and everything. But I did have some chippage in my nail right there. That was pretty much right in the beginning of like the day right after I got a chip. But then I thought that's fine. That happens sometimes on your pointer fingers, especially. It can be that you didn't put it on well enough in some way or something. And then this happened over a period of a few days and stuff. It wasn't instantaneous, but happened over time. And so it's getting a little bit out of sorts slightly. Like, yes, I could keep these a little longer and they're still in good shape to do so, especially on this hand, which would make sense because, yes, I'm going to show you this hand, even though this is not the one I show you for painting, but I did do them exactly the same. And this one's chipped right here, and it has chipped here and there. And any of my other ones, not really, maybe right there in the tip of my pinky. But yeah, I usually chip a little bit more on this hand faster, which makes sense. Like the tip is kind of getting a little worn out. This one's more intact because of it not being my main hand and all that stuff. So what I thought I would do with that in mind is it's getting to the point where I want to redo them because I'm going to chip them and be annoying with them because of how they're starting to do this thing. And it's almost been pretty much a week, and I'm going out tomorrow slightly, so I kind of want to redo my nails for going out tomorrow. So I'm going to do that for you guys. But yeah. Well, there you go. Seeing my nails. This nail polish did pretty well. I'm still very annoyed with the lineage that it did. So, and this is with just 2 coats. I did try doing with 3 coats on my thumbs, and I don't know if it's because I was being too rushed compared to when I was doing this. It did not dry right at all. Even when I put a top coat, it smudged really easily, and I got lines and I had to redo it. So I just used a different brand for my thumbs because I couldn't wait. And that dried faster. But I don't know why it was that. I did put 3 coats, so maybe the 3rd coat, you really make sure it dries first and then put a 3rd, because it can kind of help. But yeah, my experience with this nail polish is it's good. And it does make a good manicure. Just don't look at it through direct light too much all the time. And you won't have, but hopefully if you do use it as a polish, try to make the lines more even. So even if it does go through, the lines are even, because on my middle finger here, there's that big gap, which I'm not happy with. It's a kind of like, really? And that has nothing to do with my application of putting it on either, because this is thin, weird polish slightly. But like I said before, it's the best polish. It's if you're getting annoyed with it by using it and then getting these lines in it, even if it is drying correctly for you, like for me, when you use your favorite top coat and base coat, like I do, then I recommend to use this as your stamping polish. Well, there we go with my review on Sinful Color, telling you it is very, very good, especially for stamping and all that awesomeness, because it is $1.99 for a really cheap polish. $1.99, not $100.99. No. But on that note, if you did enjoy this video of me doing my review, and I'll probably do some other ones at some point, like I have said in previous videos, then we'll just see which kind of polish makes sense to do one. And if you have, please give this video a nice big thumbs up. It lets me know what you enjoy on my channel. And of course, I just like doing these because it's fun to do this and try out a polish. So it gives me an opportunity to try one. And especially was like, this is cheap. So I thought I would. So with no further ado, if you do like this video and if you're new, then please click that subscribe button, as that is so you can see all the videos I do and see it on your feed, show up, and to even get more indication of when the video is, so you don't have to go on YouTube yourself, so you can just know when it shows up. The best way to do that is by clicking that bell icon, and then it will show up as a notification, however your notifications show up for you, and let you know you have a new video. Or unless you go on YouTube and you like to see what you have as new videos, and you can't do that in your notifications area if you don't have it on your bell. So however you do it to watch your YouTube, because I watch YouTube too, and now I give you stuff to watch and whatever else, maybe I give you ideas for things and all that awesomeness, ideas of maybe what something to buy that might help you out cost-wise, or that. So with no further ado, I thank you for coming, and as always, I do a video once a week, usually around the weekend. Sometimes it can vary, but it's one video a week. So thank you for coming, and I'll see you next time. Sparkle, sparkle, bam!